Hello and welcome back once again to the Wrestling Rant. It's time for the SmackDown coverage. And this was SmackDown from Friday, May 31st, 2013. They were in Edmonton, Alberta, Canada. And let's see, the show starts off with a recap of The Shield, the stuff that they've done so far, and they go over their opponents for tonight. Which happened to be Rollins is going against Kane, Reigns is going against Daniel Bryan, and Dean Ambrose is going to be going against Randy Orton. They go over all that good stuff. So they do that. That's the recap. And they start off the show with Rollins going against Kane. Rollins spends most of the match working on Kane's leg. He hits a nice tornado DDT on Kane. And then at some point towards the end, Reigns gets up on the apron and gets cracked by Kane. And Daniel Bryan uses the distraction. The referee is distracted by this. Meanwhile, Rollins goes up to the top rope. Bryan uses the distraction to shove Rollins off the top rope, and Kane is able to choke slam Rollins and get the win. Rollins and Reigns are obviously kind of pissed about this. They're arguing with the referee, blah blah blah, doesn't matter. We go directly into the next match, which is Reigns versus Daniel Bryan. And they're going back and forth. Bryan is still on this kick. He's trying to prove that he's not the weak link of the team. He gets this interesting leg hold on Reigns. And at the same time, he's doing like forearm shots to Reigns' face. So, it looks really painful. But either way, at some point, Bryan gets the no-lock in on Reigns, and Reigns is able to get to the ropes with the help of Rollins. Rollins pushes the rope closer to him, and Reigns is able to get the ropes. Kane's at ringside, of course, and he's pissed off with this. He nails Rollins, and then Reigns kind of slaps Kane like a cheap shot, and this pisses off Kane. Kane cracks Reigns right in the face, and the ref sees it and calls for the bell. So Bryan gets DQ'd. So Reigns wins by DQ. The Shield guys, they get the hell out of there. Meanwhile, hell no, they just argue in the ring and yada yada. After a commercial break, we come back to Damien Sandow in the ring with his nice looking table again, and you can see 3 cups on it. You might be able to see where this is going. In any event, where this is going is Sandow's talking, and I happen to notice that he has this hands-free mic. It's a little microphone clipped onto his tie. He's wearing a suit and tie. He's not dressed to wrestle. Yeah, he's got a mic clipped to his tie. So he's talking, yeah, anyways. He's talking about the shell game. Of course, you know, everybody knows what the shell game is. It's the 3 cups and a ball, and you mix them around and yada yada, you're supposed to find the ball. He's talking about it. He gives some other name for it. He says the Greeks or something, they called it something else, but whatever. It's more commonly known as the shell game. Anyways, Sheamus comes out, and he wants to give it a try. So he wants to play the game, And he does. Sandow puts the ball under the cup, and he mixes them around. He's, follow the ball, all this stuff. Let's see. He finally stops shuffling them around, and he tells Sheamus, make sure you choose wisely. And he chooses. There's no ball under the cup, so he loses. And so Sandow says, I'll give you another chance. There's only 2 cups left, so I'll let you pick. Which one? And he picks again. There's nothing under the cup. Yeah. So he sees what's under the second cup, and then, whatever, Damien's talking and yada yada, and then Sheamus says, you know what, you got me, but I want to see the ball under the third cup. And Sandow gets really defensive. He's like, well, whatever. Whatever, and the crowd starts chanting, show your balls. I'm wondering, are you people really that stupid? So stupid. But anyways, Sheamus finally basically threatens him into taking his hand off the third cup. And Sheamus looks under it. There's nothing under the third cup. So somehow, sleight of hand or whatever, Sandow was able to remove the ball. It wasn't under any of the cups. Sandow says, I'm also a magician. My awesomeness knows no end, whatever the fuck. Just going over all this crap. Sheamus gives this little rhyme or whatever, and then kicks Sandow. Brogue kicks him. Lays him out. Yada yada. Big wasted segment, went nowhere aside from the fact that it looks like they're trying to build to a feud between these two. They might end up having a match at the Payback pay-per-view. I really don't know. And I really don't care. This feud came out of nowhere, and it makes no sense. But whatever. They move on to the next segment, they cut backstage, and Curtis Axel and Paul Heyman are walking through the hallway. Apparently they're coming out to the ring. They cut to commercial. They come back, and out comes Sin Cara. He comes out, he gets his full entrance, and then Curtis Axel comes out again. And again, it seems like they've changed his music again. They cut his music off because Heyman wants to talk. And so they do that. And so Heyman's talking, yada yada. I don't remember exactly what he says. And he, I do remember. He talks about, everybody says that Heyman likes to lie about everything. And while many people who know Paul will actually tell you that's the truth, but, he says, you know what, I don't just want to pontificate or whatever about this. I'm going to let Axel talk. And so he gives the mic to Axel, and McGillicuddy's talking. He's bleh, really stupid. He ends with the line, when you're a Paul Heyman guy, life is perfect. And I'm about ready to frickin' laugh my ass off at him using the goddamn perfect line. But anyways, he finally gets to the damn ring, and they start having the match. They finally start having the match, and the crowd starts chanting, "Not so perfect." So So they chant that, whatever the fuck. The match goes on for a while. It's not all that great. Axel ends up winning with the perfect plex. So I guess he finally realized that McGillicudder, whatever he wants to call it, that neck breaker, wasn't such a good move. He starts using the perfect plex. Whatever, so he uses that to win. Up next, Lillian Garcia introduces Ricardo Rodriguez in Spanish. And they've done this before, so Ricardo introduces Alberto Del Rio in English, since normally he does it in Spanish. Whatever the fuck. So Del Rio comes out, whatever the hell. And then Big E Langston comes out with AJ again. And, of course, this is another rematch from Raw. The other rematch was Axel and Sin Cara. That was from SmackDown last week. So, yeah. But they get going for the match. And during Big E's entrance with AJ, she comes out and she's kind of looking so, like, not really all that happy, you know. She's normally all happy and smiley and all that stuff. She's not looking so happy right now. And so, and during the match, she's looking all pissy at ringside. And, but anyways, Del Rio gets Big E in the cross arm breaker during the match. Big E's able to get out of it. I think he got a rope break. And then I think he jumps out onto the apron. Big E does. And then Del Rio gets the arm breaker on again over the ropes. And of course the referee's like, you gotta break it, you're using the ropes, you can't do that. They break that up, and I think Del Rio winds up on the outside of the ring, and the referee is being distracted by Big E, and AJ rakes Del Rio's eyes. And then she gets the hell out of the way so the ref don't see it. Big E jumps out of the ring, grabs Del Rio, still selling from the raking of the eyes. Big E throws him into the post, so he gets knocked out by the post. And then Big E throws him back into the ring, hooks him up for the big ending, drops him with it, and gets the win. So Big E wins. And then all of a sudden, AJ's all happy. She gets in the ring, she's happy, she's smiling, you know, whatever. They get out of there. We go to another recap of Cena and Ryback's promo from Raw. And they recap that, and they also recap the match between Cena and Axel, and Cena getting counted out because of the stupid ambulance. And not only do they recap this, they show the whole damn thing. The entirety of the promo and the entirety of the match. And this isn't the first time they do this. Or this isn't the last time, I should say. They recap the whole damn thing. This wastes about 6 or 7 minutes. But anyways, we move on. We cut back into the arena, and the ambulance is coming back out. And of course, guess who's in it? Why, it's Ryback, of course. He comes out, his music starts playing, and he does his whole entrance. He gets in the ring. It's time for him to have another squash match against Kofi Kingston. Kofi comes out. This is still a squash match, but the bell rings and Kofi just bum rushes Ryback and starts doing everything he possibly can. He's really laying it on hard. He's really trying to get the better of Ryback. And he has one hell of a flurry going on in the early going. But it doesn't matter because Ryback's finally able to counter. I can't remember exactly what he does. Or no, wait, I think I remember. Kofi goes for the Trouble in Paradise, and Ryback catches him, and then just leg sweeps him and slams him down on the mat hard. Just slams him down hard. And then Ryback picks... he doesn't pick him up. Ryback goes over to the corner, and he starts like, oh, I'm going to do the meat hook, whatever. He meat hooks him, lays him out hard with this meat hook. Lays him out with the meat hook, picks him up, hits the shell shock, and pins him. Match is done. This total squash. Like, seriously. But Ryback's not done. He goes out of the ring, and he goes underneath the ring, and he gets out a table. And he gets out this table, he brings it in the ring, he sets it up, and he picks Kofi up, and he power bombs him through the table. But he's not done yet. He goes outside again, gets another table out from under the ring. Brings it back in the ring, sets it up, and power bombs Kofi through it again. Or through this one now. But he's still not done. He goes out and gets a third table, brings it into the ring, sets it up, and power bombs Kofi through it again. 3 tables he power bombs Kofi through. Kofi's dead at this point. Ryback's done, he leaves, medics come out, they're checking on Kofi. He looks like he's dead. Just completely wiped out, not moving. I mean, he wasn't moving after the first powerbomb through the table. Ryback practically had to drag him over to the second one to start setting up that. And the same thing for the third. Kofi's dead. So, after that, after they got done scraping Kofi up off the canvas, we cut back to another damn recap. And this time they're recapping the promo between Heyman and Jericho from Raw where they were talking about Punk. And again, they go through the entire promo. The whole damn thing. They don't skip anything. And this eats up another 6 minutes. I actually timed this one out. It was about 6 minutes they wasted on this. Don't bother with matches. Don't bother with new promos with new people. In all this time they wasted between this recap and the other one, they could have had 2 matches and some promos. They could have had 1 big long match. Seriously. But anyways, they get done with this recap, and they cut backstage with Renee Young, who has Jericho, Mr. Light Bright Jacket. And Jericho cuts one of the stupidest fucking promos I think I've ever heard. He's comparing Heyman to a dog. He starts off with the line, he says, there's an old saying, you hang out with a dog, you're gonna catch fleas. And so he says that Punk, not only did you catch fleas, but you caught this and that and this and that. He just goes through this frickin' laundry list of all these things. Fleas and ticks and mites and bites and all this other stuff. And I'm just like, what the fuck? They finally get done with the damn promo, and I'm... Seriously, what in the hell? Whatever. So we cut back to the arena, and Jericho's coming out for a match. Jericho comes out with his light bright jacket and everything. And then they cut to a commercial, I think, and we come back, and Cody Rhodes is in the ring. So it's Jericho and Rhodes. The match goes for a few minutes, not a whole lot of interesting stuff happens, so I really just paid attention for the finish, which was Rhodes goes for the disaster kick. Jericho catches him, and, double leg takedown, basically. And, he puts him into the walls of Jericho, and Rhodes taps out to it. After that, they cut over to the commentators, and they're basically just saying, here's a video package for the Wyatt family who are debuting soon. That's really all there is to it. They show this Wyatt family vignette. I think it's almost the same one they showed from Monday, I think it was, or whatever. But it's really just weird, and Wyatt's little underlings, Rowan and Luke Harper, are wearing these weird goat face masks throughout half of it. Just this really weird, stupid bullshit, and they're all hosses that ain't worth crap. I really don't understand why they're wasting time with these guys, but whatever. It ends, and out comes Randy Orton. It's finally time for his match with Dean Ambrose. I believe they cut to commercial after Randy's entrance. They come back, and Ambrose is already in the ring. So he gets jobber entranced. Don't know why, but whatever. Match goes for a while. Decent match. It goes, it's Orton and Ambrose. They're good. They put on a decent match. What ends up happening is the finish of the match is, out of nowhere, Rollins and Reigns come out and they attack Randy, so Ambrose gets disqualified. The three of them together start beating the shit out of Randy, and then Team Hell No come out for the save, and they're beating the crap out of the Shield guys. Daniel Bryan goes absolutely apeshit and starts beating the hell out of all three of the members of the Shield. He's flying around all over the place. And he just, all by himself, he manages to take out the Shield guys and chases them off. After Bryan going crack happy, Christ. So Randy and Kane get in the ring, and they hold Bryan's arms up like, holy fuck, kid, you just kicked the shit out of those guys, And that's pretty much the end of the show. That was it. So they chased off the Shield. Daniel Bryan went crack happy. Like, seriously, he was flying all over the place. He had, Rollins and Ambrose in opposite corners. He goes screaming across the ring, drop kicks one of them in the corner, then runs across, drop kicks the other one in the corner. He did a suicide dive, he did a baseball slide on Reigns, who was outside the ring, and then he goes out to the apron, flying knees Reigns again on the outside, and then suicide dives on the other side, Rollins and Ambrose, just going crack happy. It was ridiculous. And of course afterwards he's celebrating, yes, yes, yes. Really don't know where this is going, but whatever. That is the end of the rant for this episode. SmackDown, not all that great. Really not. So yeah, that's pretty much it. So that will do it for this episode of the Wrestling Rant. SmackDown for May the 31st, 2013, from Edmonton, Alberta, Canada. We will see you next time.